Hello, my enlightened ones. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and checking us out. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you're full and had a great day and abundance and yay and everything else going on. So that's super that you guys are here and taking a moment from your day and coming to hang. Just jumping over to comments really fast. I got Julie in here. I don't know if Carrie's going to show up. Penny says she may. I don't know. So anyway, but hey, we're still going to have a great class. I'm going to be throwing a lot of information at you. So I'll try to go a little slow because I know I'm overwhelming. So what is tonight's class about? Tonight's class is moon magic and moon phases. Now, remember me telling you that there's an ebb and flow, there's a natural ebb and flow to life, and you can actually tap into that and start having things gravitate towards you when you find this ebb and flow in life. You see it in the changes on the trees and the seasons, that you see it in moon phases, you see it in everything. And when you start going with the flow of life, things get easier for you and happiness starts to roll on in. So that's what this class is all about tonight. So first of all, what is the moon? The moon is the Earth's only natural satellite. I did not know this. All right. It is the fifth largest satellite in the solar system and the largest and most massive relative to its parent planet, Earth, with a diameter of about 1/4 that of the Earth. So that's comparable to the width of Australia. That's our moon. So that's pretty cool. How does the moon affect us? Well, we know that the moon causes tides. As the moon's gravitational pulls on the Earth and the sun pulls on the other side of the Earth, the gravitational pull, it actually creates high tides on the outer edge of the Earth. And this happens twice every 24 hours. Why do moon magic? Moon can serve as a guide for timing magic spells and rituals. Living by the moon allows you to live in the natural rhythm of life. By working with moon magic, you can witness the rhythms of life are mirrored in what we see and what we do. Magic is motivated by the power of will, and the means of which is manifested through collective energies. So you have the power to manipulate your environment. Do you ever get mad and just throw it out there, your energy, and a glass of milk goes flying across the counter or something slams to the floor? That's not a ghost. You did that. That's your kinesis. That's your telekinesis. You moved with your energy, your kinetic energy. You push that out there. This is how houses get haunted. All right, so here we go. The moon phases of the goddess. Now, remember I said that the goddess comes in maid, mother, and crow. The maiden would be the new dark moon, which is what we're in right now, Sagittarius, okay? The goddesses that are linked to the dark moon are Morgan, Hulda, Nephis, which is Egyptian. We can go down here. Hell, Caradun, Hecate is who we're going to be working with tonight. Lilith, Baba, Yaga. You can read the list. I don't want to mispronounce any of them because I will. So moving on to the crescent moon, the maiden stage. This is where you go from maid, being very young, maiden. You're at that fertility part of your life. This is when you're building things in your life. And the goddesses with this are Diana, Artemis, Flora, Persephone, Aphrodite, Freya, Ishtar, all these lovely beings. And then we move on to the maid. The mother would be the full moon stage. Okay, this is where the mother would be fertile with child. Okay, this is the full moon stage. The goddess is Isis, Demeter, I can't read this, Selena. Anyway, you can read down the list and see the intentions and what you want to manifest to your life. Now, with this comes the moon phases. Okay, the new moon is which is where we're at right now. There's certain magics and there's certain rituals that you would want to do on a new moon, and we'll be discussing that in a moment. The next one is the waxing moon. Now, waxing, think of putting wax on a surfboard. It's building up, okay? And the easiest way, if you look at the moon and it's lit up on one side, the easiest way, if it's lit up on the right, it's waxing. If it's lit up on the left, it is waning. That is the easiest way to, hey, the moon is waxing. Sometimes you get it where the moon's kind of like, the light's on the bottom, still waxing. So the first quarter, and then we move into the waxing gibbous. Gibbous means hump. So you can see a hump there of the moon in the sky. So that is the waxing gibbous. Again, the moon is building to the full moon stage. The full moon stage is amazing. We could do a lot of rituals around the full moon. And we're going to talk about those in a second. Waning gibbous. This is waning is going away. Remember, going away. So this is a great time at the full moon to actually do a spell. Say you're trying to get rid of a bad habit of yours. Put that intent out there, and as the moon wanes away, hopefully that bad habit will go along with it. So the waning gibbous, last quarter, and the waning crescent. Okay, so I'm going to take a break there for 1 second, okay? I'm going to jump over to comments over here, and I just did Julie, I like your new picture. That's very pretty. What are you barking at? I got Sebastian in here with me. Hang on. Hey! Come. Hey! So, anyway, last class, I just wanted to go over these real quick. Remember, we did the poppet. My mother actually has 3 pins in her now. She has one because the medication she's taken is causing severe headaches. Of course, we have the other one that's going into her heart space here. And her problem is her carotid artery is blocked, so we're working on that area too. But in my last class, I was working on another poppet, and this is the generic poppet. It actually has its little... there we go. There she is. So anyway, I put a clock in its hand to like slow down time if I need more time for healing or doing something. So this is a generic puppet. So if I want to add anything to it, I can add clothing to it and do my intent to it. So I just wanted to share those really quick. And I know we were working in our Book of Shadows, and this is a wonderful thing to actually put into your Book of Shadows is the moon magic. As I did here, I just wanted to briefly touch on that. Now, if you remember in the previous class, sorry about that, we were talking about the Wheel of the Year, okay? This is the lovely Sabbats that in Wicca that they actually celebrate. And as you see, we're going to be going into Yule here pretty quickly, and I have classes set up for that. So these are called Sabbats. And then in Wicca, they talk about Aspats. Aspats are full moons, okay? So we're going to go back to the indigenous tribes, the Native Americans. Think back. There was no clocks back then. There was no calendars back then. They lived by the moon. Okay, so they gave the moon phases, or the full moon phases, names. So we have January, which is the wolf moon. This is when the wolf is out prowling, looking for food. It's kind of hungry right now. Then we have the snow moon. My dog is on my bed. He scared me. Then you have the snow moon, which is in February. That's when it gets cold and the snow comes in more. March, we have the worm moon. This is when the worms in the earth start to move. The thaw of the ground is starting to happen. Then we move into April, which is the pink moon. This is called the pink moon because the flowers start presenting themselves in their pink. All right, and then we move into the flower moon, which is in May, and that's pretty explanatory. And the month of June, my month, strawberry moon. This is when the strawberries are strawberry picking. I get a strawberry birthday cake every year, and I look forward to it. Then we move into July, which is the buck moon. This is called the buck moon because this is when the deers get their antlers and they're in full growth. So that is called the buck moon. Then we move on to the sturgeon moon. The sturgeon moon is when the fish are very active and they're plentiful, so they call it the sturgeon moon. It's actually a primitive fish. Then we move on. I do want to mention the blue moon, which I will discuss in a moment. So the blue moon, of course, that's self-explanatory. A blue moon is a second moon in a month. That is a blue moon, okay? Then we have the harvest moon in September. That's pretty explanatory. Abundance, our pumpkins and corn and everything. We're pulling in our harvest. Then we have the hunter's moon. This is when we're out looking for deer and hunting and getting ready for the winter solstice. Then we have the beaver moon. The beaver is getting ready. He's cutting down logs and he's packing food away for the winter and going into his little hidey hole. Then we have the cold moon of December, and that is pretty explanatory. So I'm going to jump back over to comments really quick. Hi, Chris. Welcome. I'm so glad you can make it. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm so happy that you're taking a moment to come and be with me. I'm so excited. I love being with you guys. You're amazing. So anyway, thanks for coming, Chris. I hope you had a wonderful day. And Julie and anybody else that is in here, I hope you had an awesome day. So I'm going to jump back over to here. So now let's explain what the blue moon is. Okay. So the blue moon occurs once every 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. That's crazy. According to NASA, as there are roughly 29.5 days between full moons, February will never experience a monthly blue moon, as it only has 28 days. In a common year of 29, which is the leap year, still it's 29 and a half days. So anyway, it's only 29 days. So February, that's interesting, will never experience a blue moon. Sometimes February doesn't have a full moon at all. And guess what, guys? And when it doesn't have a full moon at all, it's called the black moon. I learned this today. So that was pretty interesting. So the black moon, I never knew that there was a black moon. So that's pretty cool. So why do you want to know the phases of the moon and what's going on? I have a phone and it's fantastic. There's an app, a full moon app you can download, and you just look at your phone and you can see exactly how many days to a full moon, and you can prepare and do things. So here we go. All right, so let's start at the very top. Cleansing spaces. This is a waning moon, okay? This is timing going on here. So now between cleansing spaces, the waning moon to the new moon, it's about reflecting on the past, take advice, doing blank meditations, which means just trying to let your mind go and just let it do its thing. Clean, starting anew. Then we move into the waxing moon, making wishes. You have a wish, something, put your heart out there, put your intent out there during a waxing moon. Do some candle magic, work with your crystals. They're wonderful beings. So anyway, the waxing moon, you make wishes, listen to your intuition. As we go into the full moon, your stronger body and mind, you charge yourself, give thanks. We will be talking about charging ourselves under the full moon in a moment. Breaking habits, like I said, from the full moon to the cleansing moon, this is when you want to release things, get things out of your life that don't belong. Say you broke up with somebody, you can actually do a little ritual, nothing foreboding, nothing mean, but do a ritual to make you guys part ways. You can do like candles and every day move them apart with the intent of one being you and one being your partner or ex-partner, and move them apart. But anyway, there's wonderful, wonderful things, and there's wonderful crystals. So full moon crystals, you have the clear quartz, labradorite, you have the peacock ore, you have moonstone, amethyst, citrine, and yes, and of course, we have our herbs. So here are the herbs. We have sage, fennel, jasmine, milk thistle, mugwort. Oh, here we go. Kali, sakachichi, star anise, blue lotus, myrrh, lemon balm, clary sage, milky oats, aloe, musuna, poppy seed, and nutmeg. And I'm sure I pronounced a few of those wrong, but yay me! So anyway, so you want to prepare a ritual, you want to get your crystals, you want to get your beautiful herbs, because your herbs bring that magic in. I'm going to turn this up a little bit brighter because I can feel things behind me. There we go. So just in case you see a little zippy let's go through. All right. Other things that you can do with the moon is make moon water. Making moon water, rambling to the rambling witch. All right, what is this? Moon water that has been left out or collected under the light of a full moon has been charged with its properties. When you're actually putting your crystals in the full moon, you're actually putting the element of the moon into your crystals. So you're charging it with that moon magic. What is it used for? Moon water can be used in blessing spells, rituals. It can also be used to water newly planted flowers or plants. I always, every time I water my plants, I actually put love into the water so my plants know they get that vibe, man. And I have plants in my house I've had over 20 years. How to make it? Leave a jar or container, preferably glass. Glass is great because glass is all the elements of earth. It's made from sand. So that's really great if you can catch it in a glass jar. The full moon, you leave it out there and let it bask in the goodness of the light, the goddesses. Moon water will take on properties of a particular moon that is left under it. So if you want magic from a new moon, you will leave it out when there's no moon in the sky, okay? You're still getting that energy and that vibe from it coming into the water. I want to banish something from my life, so maybe I'll do it under a full moon, because as the moon wanes away, it's going to take my problems away, hopefully. So anyway, let me just jump back over to chat right here. Hi, Penny. Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving again. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day and coming to hang with me. So that's, I'm very blessed to have you all with me. So thank you so much. New moon rituals. This is where we're at. So we're in the new moon right now. You want to start something new. It's a great time to start and take on projects, do things that you may have been pushing off to the side. Now it's time to bring that to light. Okay, let's start manifesting things. Cleanse and organize your space. Dead, stale energy loves clutter. It loves darkness. So bring the light back in. You are the light. Spread yourself out. Meditate. Meditating is wonderful. That keeps you in that balance of life, which is the key here. It keeps you in touch with the universal energies. It keeps you in touch with Mother Gaia and grounded. Creating new routines and habits. Maybe you're a smoker, so instead of smoking cigarettes, you're going to get up and go for a walk for 10 minutes instead of smoking that cigarette. Set intentions. What do I want to accomplish this month? What are the things that need my attention? Journal and recording dreams. This is really important because, as you know, as you get full of the word lunatic comes from the word lunar, which means moon. So we get a lot of psychic connection during a full moon. So this is a great time to journal and record your dreams. Very important to stay hydrated. You're always taking frequencies into you and new vibrations, and we're also getting DNA coding that's being activated in us, and it will cause headaches, and it will cause tinnitus in the ears, and it will cause all these other things. So keep yourself hydrated. This helps to equilibrium. It helps to equal everything out and take some of that high energy away that might be collecting around you. Charge and program your crystals. Yes, and as I said, you don't really have to charge your crystals. You need to clear and cleanse them, but I'm going to run with this. So charge and program your crystals. Tell your crystal what your intent is. This is what I want to accomplish. Please help me do this month, okay? So that is really cool. I do have to mention Skyclad. Skyclad is being naked under the full moon. And yes, Wiccans and witches, and this isn't a sexual thing. What it does is when you take your clothes off, number one, you're standing naked before God. You have nothing to hide. And number two, when you have that energy, as we're going to do drawing down the moon tonight, as I said, I'm going to draw down Hecate into me, okay? So when we pull that energy down into us, it actually, when you don't have your clothes on, can put you in a faster, altered state of consciousness. And this is the reason why nakedness is needed here. So Sarah and Hi, have been skyclad. So, and then she took my clothes and left me running naked through the woods. Anyway, so that's another story. So, skyclad. Skyclad means naked. You inflame your will to such an extent that you may create a strain on the astral that in events will start to happen. So being naked, yay! So I had to put that in there because I know Mike Sangelo is going to watch this and he wanted to mention Skyclad. So moving on, drawing down the moon. This is a ritual I am going to be doing with you tonight. Drawing down the moon is the process of directly calling a deity into the mortal vessel. So I am inviting Hecate to come into my body tonight. When a high priestess or priest draws down the moon, she literally draws the goddess inside herself. Okay, so that is it with my presentation so far. The moon deities, I do have a list. I'm not going to go through them all, but the one that we are working with, Hecate, she is the keeper of magic. She brings souls, lost souls, down to the underworld to be kept until they decide what they're going to do with these souls, because they're not bad, but yet they're not good. So anyway, it's kind of all crazy how it all works. So the moon deities. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm doing a ritual. This is the ritual here. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to, the first thing I'm going to do, I prefer setting up a sacred circle. I am in a very extremely haunted house. As I do this, I want you... As I do this, I want you guys to watch around me because you may see orbs and stuff start to fly around me. So this is, you have to be careful what you're invoking, what you're asking to come into you. I've only done this a few times, so this should be interesting. Okay. Oh, there, an orb just showed up. Did you guys see that? Did you see that? That's pretty cool. It just shot up over here. There we go. It went that way. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to center myself. I always automatically, I'm a Reiki master, so I go into the Gasso position. Oh, there goes another orb. So anyway, I'm going to back up just a hair. So I have my thumb pointing into my heart space. I'm pretending that the Reiki holy fire is between my hands. This is, intent is everything. Trust me, okay? So I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, so those two inhalations I did really raised me up in frequency, so that's what I'm going to do one more. Okay, so normally you would be naked, under skyclad, under the full moon right now doing this. I am in my bedroom, but I can actually do this from my bedroom. All right. Goddess of the moon, you have been known by many names in many lands and in many times. You are universal and constant. In the dark of the night, you shine down upon us and bathe us in your light and love. I ask you, Hecate, O Divine One, to honor me by joining me and allowing me to feel your presence within my heart. So there's instructions here. So they want me to move my feet apart, shoulder width. Okay. So I'm actually feeling energy kind of coming in right now. I'm getting kind of dizzy in my head. I am the mother of all life, the one who watches over all. I am the wind in the sky, the spark in the fire, the seeding in the earth, the water in the river. I am the vessel from which all things spring forth. Honor me from within my heart. Remember, the acts of love and pleasure are my rituals, and that there is beauty in all things. Honor me for this night of the full moon, which is no moon tonight, but I have been with you since the moment you were created. I shall remain with you always. Let there be beauty and strength, wisdom and honor, humility and courage within you. If you need me, call upon me. I shall come to you, for I am everywhere, always. Honor me as you seek knowledge. I am the maiden, the mother, and the crone. I live within you. I look down upon the sands of the desert. I crash the tides upon the shore. I shine on mighty trees of the forest and watch with joy as life continues every cycle. Be true to me. Honor me. I'm not doing these hand movements, guys. This is really weird. Be true to me. Honor me. In honor which I have created, and I shall be true to you in return, with harm to none, so shall it be. Wow, I get energy wicked around me. Thank you, beautiful Hecate, for coming and joining us tonight. Many blessings upon this new moon. Thank you for all that you do and all your teachings. You're an amazing teacher, and I honor you and I bless you in all that is holy under Helios the sun. Amen. So that is drawing down the moon. So that's quite interesting. So you could get out now. You got to picture this. Now I'm going over the comments. Here we go. So you have to picture being under the full moon, naked, basking in the glory. Do you sunbathe? You can moonbathe. Go out under the moon. You don't have to be fully naked. You can wear shorts. You can wear whatever, but try to have as much of your skin as exposed as you can, because her energy, my heart is so full of love right now. I can just feel her. I work with Hecate. I work with negative things, and I have to figure out how they work. And Hecate teaches me. She is an amazing teacher. She comes as maid, mother, and crone. And it's funny because I met her in a dream. This is crazy. I met her in a dream. She came to me and she was so beautiful. She had long black hair and she had robes on and she was just so beautiful. And she looked into my eyes, and I work in it with negative things, like I said, and I know to look at the eyes, and because a demon and negative things can't keep that focus, and they swirl. They do, just like in the supernatural. Their eyes will shift, they'll blink weird, whatever. You can tell that the light's on but nobody's home. So that's pretty scary. So when I met her, her eyes were totally black. She scared the crap out of me. I went to run in my dream and she grabbed my arms and she said, Catherine, think about it. I work in the darkness. What do your eyes do when you go into the darkness? They dilate, they get bigger. So she's known to have these big, huge cow eyes. And it's funny because I remember about probably 3 or 4 minutes just staring at her eyes, waiting. Something going to happen? And nothing happened. And then I felt her frequency and her energy, and she was nothing but love and empathy, and she's just amazing. She's given me many gifts, and thank you, Mother and Hecate. Love you, love you, love you. So, but my friend Michael, I told him to call Hecate to him. This is hilarious because he had a dream. And in his dream, it was a picket fence. And behind this picket fence, he could only see slight little images of Hecate. And then Hecate popped out from behind the fence, but she was in her crone form. She was in her old wise self form, and she scared the crap out of my friend Mike. So that was pretty funny. I love her for that. She's got a heck of a sense of humor. So anyway, we're going to go back over here. So moon magic is a very, very wonderful thing. Like I said, there's a bunch of deities that you can call upon, that you feel comfortable with. Let me just read this. The benefits of drawing down the moon. Why would you do this? It's empowerment, healing from illness or injury to improve well-being, letting go of fear. Yes, I want to get together with Penny and Julie and everybody, and I'd like to do a full moon ritual ceremony with you guys, and you would really enjoy it. This would be really fun. We'll have to do this after winter, of course. Releasing Pessimism and doubt and increasing your faith is another reason why you would do this. Relieving depression and increasing joy into your life because you're exchanging. Remember, osmosis. We're like a cell. Think about it. As above, so below. And we're constantly, energy is going into us and energy is leaving us, okay? And it stays in our aura, and it's ick, and it bottles up, and that can actually bring on attachments or bring in things, and then the depression starts and the depression gets worse. And especially everybody in here is an empathic person, so you're gonna be empathic to what this thing is pushing at you. So it's really, really good to get into drawing down the moon, releasing depression, increasing the joy in your life, overcoming spiritual apathy and resistance. We get blocks in our life. Lord Ganesha, yeah, Lord Ganesh, he's the elephant head. Amazing. He is the remover of obstacles. He comes in with his trunk. In fact, Penny in here has worked with him. He is really, really incredible. I've worked with him very, very, very many times. He's really awesome. Transforming any negative state to a positive one, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. It helps you. I feel good right now. Boosting your energy, increasing your self-esteem. These are the reasons why. So drawing down the moon is best done with the full moon, as you know, but can be done with any amount of her light. Even a new moon where there's no moon in the sky, we're still getting that benefit from her. Unless you want the specific energy of moon phases to fill you, be clear with your intention to draw in the internal divine light only. Very important. You don't want to say, I invoke something, and then you wake up and you're Satan. Okay, so very important to know what you're invoking. As I said, I've worked with her for many, many years. She's amazing. She's an amazing teacher. Anyway, so be careful what you're invoking to come into you. But if you want to invoke a pure divine light, set that as your intention. It's easiest to do at a full moon, but with clear intention, you can invoke pure divine essence at any phase of the moon. The divine light invocation is another incredible way to draw light into yourself and can be done at any time of the day or month. So you can actually do this stuff popping up on my computer. You can actually do drawing down the moon during the day. In fact, Shirley Harrison, God rest her soul, my passed away mother-in-law. When you see the moon during the day, sometimes you see the moon out there. She used to call that the child's moon because it's coming out for the children to see because the children don't get to see it at night when they go to sleep. Sebastian's okay. So anyway, so that's cool. Another incredible way to draw into light is any time of the month, as I said, or day. Below is the method, which we actually did. So this is the reason why drawing down the moon is kind of cool. Getting the ebb and flow of life. Like I said, get into a routine. You know, I wake up in the morning and I have my coffee, and which I'm not supposed to be having, but I meditate or I listen to high frequency music. I put on what I need. I type in on YouTube, maybe, pain, relieve some pain. Instead of taking medication, I'll listen to a frequency and play my singing bowls, and it puts me in tune in that ebb and flow for the day. So it really sets me up and gets me going for the day. So that's really cool. So I think we're going to end here for tonight, guys. So if you can do a little moon magic, and like I said, you can actually put your crystals in the moon. You're in essence, you are charging them with the moonlight, but you're putting the energy of the moon into the crystal, okay? And it gives you that moon magic. So I have certain crystals that do certain things. I have crystals that I have programmed for protection, and whenever I use them again, they're always for protection. I have crystals that I use for healing on people. I use my Lemurian, that beautiful Lemurian stone. I've actually hit my tuning fork and put it into the area on the person that I'm doing Reiki on. So it's really amazing how it works. But let me get one thing. 1 second. So later on, we are going to be doing Yule, and we are going to be making a Yule log. So there's two ways that you can actually do the Yule log. You can actually, as we did here, drill holes in it and put the tapered candles in it. I will be decorating this with pine cones, and we want to bring in some greenery. Hi, Selena. Welcome, sweetie. I'm glad to see you. Happy Thanksgiving, love. So we are going to be putting some greenery on here, and we will be talking about Yule. But another way that you can actually do a Yule log is the way we dressed candles. You don't have to punch holes in it. If you have a fire pit or a fireplace, we can dress it up with intent and herbs and all these lovely things, and then you can actually toss it into your fire. So that's really cool. Next week's class is going to be on my favorite subject, elementals. We will be discussing fairies. I have pictures of them. I have videos of them zipping around. They've actually done it here too as well. They've zipped around me because I planted in my room. My little fairies, can you show yourselves? Can you say hi to my friends? Oh, there's one. It just went over here. It just went zoop. Can you do it again? My little fairies. My plants, my camera's unfocusing here. Anyway, so we will be talking about elementals. I have beautiful pictures of them. Whoop, another one just went up this way. I will be scanning some pictures that I've had for about 30 years. We actually worked with what's called the Tawafthanadon, and you have a Seelie court and an unseelie court, which are the good and the bad. And we actually work with the Seelie court, which is a Tawafthanadon, and they give gifts. They've done everything. I actually have a book that I'm going to be sharing with you, and I do not, something just shot up in front of me. I do not share this book with anybody because this is very sacred to me, and only a few people have seen this book, and I will be sharing this book with you guys next week. So this is going to be a really, really fun class, very informative, and I have proof that these beings do exist. They are real. They helped me to heal my daughter. In fact, I think they're the ones that actually took her healing poppet. I bet they still have it. They're keeping it safe. So again, this is the other healing poppet that I finished in the other class. So it's kind of hard to see, but anyway. And of course, as I said, I've pinned my mother 3 times now because my mom has a heart issue and we're trying to heal that and get that going. So anyway, elementals next week. I thank you all for coming on tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless. Many blessings. I'm thankful for you, my friends, my spiritual family. I love you. I love it that you come and hang out with me, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the night. Another one just shot up. So they're getting active now. So I'm going to let you go. And elementals, I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to do a ritual actually before I start the class to try to get all my fairies active and in here. Oh, there goes another one. It just went up that way. So they're doing it now to get my fairies active so they can show themselves to you and say hi. So anyway, next week, remember guys, you keep shining your light. Please like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get this content out there. All right, I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you really soon. Shine, shine, shine.